All right, all right, all right. Well, welcome to Muzilog, where music, entertainment, and culture lives. It is such a pleasure to have this guest that is in the virtual building.
Woo! Yes, I'm ready. I am excited to be here. I love everything that you're building and everything that you're doing.
Yes, and the feeling is mutual. Same for you. I've
Thank
seen
you.
you grinding. Music Meets The Boardroom. It's doing its thing, and I'm like, wow, yeah. And by the way, folks, you've been seeing me use this commercial with my book, Get the Hybrid Executive. The book by Sam. That voice is this lady right here. Let me point the right way. This is this lady
Yay!
right here. Yeah. So
So
I
you've
want to
been
start.
using the commercial.
I've been using the commercial, and
I haven't seen it outside of my platform, but I'm gonna start kind of like looking for it more.
I've been splicing it in on my podcast that I've been using, and then on Facebook I would put it up here and there. I didn't do like a blast with it, but it's been and I think with the audio podcast I'll use the audio version of it, so it's working out, and you'll see more of it. Actually, I'm going to use it on this podcast because I put breaks and stuff in between here and there. So yes, definitely, definitely. But I want to
Awesome.
start with the beginning with you. We got to go to the beginning and come all the way down, even if it's just part one. I don't know how much time you got today. I know you're busy, but we're going to go from the beginning. So let's go from the beginning.
Okay.
Where are you from originally?
I am from Oklahoma, out of all places.
Hmm.
And let me tell you, as a child, I just knew I was ready to get out of there. So, I mean, as soon as I turned 18, well, actually, I stayed past 18 until I got out of college, but I had planned on actually leaving directly after high school and going to Howard University. I had got into Howard University. Um,
Okay.
I had spent 2 years at community college, but then got into Howard University. And that was my dream. That was on my list of goals in my life, was to
Hmm.
attend and become part of that legacy, because it's a beautiful legacy. And I got talked out of it by my dad, daddy's girl. And I ended up staying in Oklahoma until I was probably like 22. I had graduated undergrad. And then within 2 weeks of graduating undergrad, I was gone. I only had about $1,000 to my name. I didn't care. I
Mhm.
loaded up my U-Haul myself and said,
Wow.
I am gone. And I literally came to Dallas without a map. I just got on the highway and I said, I think it's south. And I literally I ran into it. I mean, that's exactly what happened. I got into my, first I came down and found an apartment, and I just got into my car and got on the highway. And I said, I know it's south of Oklahoma City, so I'm going to drive until I run into it. And luckily, I got lucky. I ran into it and didn't get lost. So, yep, 2 weeks after graduating my undergrad at University of
So,
Oklahoma, I had moved to Dallas.
so slow it down. Slow it down. I mean, Oklahoma. What did Oklahoma do to you?
What did Oklahoma do to me? I just, I just knew that I just knew that my future was brighter.
Was there something? There was something better.
There was something I needed to spread my wings. I needed space to live and be and exist in my full potential.
You're a free spirit.
I am a free spirit. I'm an artist,
Oh.
and you know what? You just bring me to another point, and I might be jumping over a little bit, but I realized that music was my outlet for my gift. So my gift is actually being a visionary and positioning and seeing full pictures, right?
Mhm.
However, I found myself in music because that is a space where it's acceptable to color outside the lines, right? It's,
Yes.
people encourage it. So I found myself gravitating towards music. And as an adult, I'm learning that my gift is not solely being an artist or singing, but it's actually the gift of vision, which kind of can be used across the board in many ways.
And that is what birthed Music Meets The Boardroom. The boardroom.
Yes. So I
Okay.
was using my gift of vision, which I did not know. I didn't realize I was even using it. And I was building out my music career in my business. And artists were coming to me because they were watching what I was doing, which came natural. And they were like, how are you doing this? How are you doing this? And what are you doing? And how did you, set your business up this way and things like that? And I was like, oh, this is what I do. And so I was helping artists. And I had a mentor who I was working with who pulled me to the side and was like, hey, Latoya, you've got something here. You need to build on this. And it was about 2 weeks after that, I built out and created Music Meets The Boardroom. So it didn't take me long.
So your mentor was in Dallas or was your mentor in Oklahoma?
In Dallas.
Okay. So, all right. Okay, cool. When did you start writing songs and so on? At what time did that happen for you?
I started writing music in high school. It was absolutely horrible. You start somewhere, right? But when I look back at those lyrics, I'm like, oh my gosh. But you know what's so crazy? Maybe it wasn't that bad because I remember writing this song where I had the lyrics. I had the lyrics cookie jar in it, right?
Uh-huh.
And I look back, I'm like, I'm so embarrassed I had a song with the word cookie jar in it or something like that. But then now I look at artists like Sierra, who has the word cookie jar in her, like one of her mega hits. And I'm like, I should have like been confident in my songwriting because I was using that, way back when before, Sierra became super famous with this phrase.
Well, you didn't know. But at least it was building blocks to the type of songs you've recorded.
Yes, you're right. It is a start. Yeah. It is a start.
It's definitely a start.
A lady said a saying earlier this week, that really empowered me, and I wrote it down. And she said, "Imperfect action will get you further than no action at all." And so it's a start.
Yeah. So let's talk about.
This is the Muzilog Magazine podcast with host Sam Archer. We'll be right back.
Learn about the ever-changing climate of the music industry and learn how to position yourself. With the new book, Hybrid Executive, great for indiepreneurs, indie artists, managers, engineers, booking agents, and more. Hybrid Executive is the new terminology for today's indie artist, written by music producer Samuel E. Archer. Now available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, BookBaby, and other leading ebook distributors. Visit thehybridexecutive.com for more information.
Now, is your family a musical family, or did music just fall on you? What happened?
It just fell on me. I do not come from a musical family. I do not come from a super ambitious family at all. Like, I am pretty much the go-getter in the family. and I'll be honest with you, it's hard. It's very hard because, it's the people that you love and you spend the most time with. It's really nice to have someone around who understands what you need and what's going on in your head and things like that. And so growing up and not having that was hard, but it also taught me to be tough. It taught me to build muscle. It taught me that regardless of what happens, it happens in life, that you just have to keep going. So it has built a lot of strength. Has there been some things that I definitely have, is there like a con to that as well? Absolutely. Because of the fact that I had to do so much on my own as an adult, especially being a woman, I tend to do a lot on my own, just naturally from that conditioning of, being a kid. And if I wanted anything, if I wanted to actually experience something, I had to actually go do it myself. So yeah, I had great parents, but they came from a small town. They didn't really know much of past just getting a job and working and raising kids. And I happened to come out the womb wanting to experience life to the fullest. And they're like, where did this weird child come from?
So you have siblings as well?
I do. I have one sister. She is not a creative soul, but she is super insanely rational and smart. Mm-hmm. And she's great with finances. And she keeps me grounded.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So now that we've sort of, so it fell on you like rock, like Plymouth, right? Boom, music. When did the term the songstress start being used?
A gentleman that was building a church pretty much gave that name to me, and I just ran with it. I was singing at a church. He had invited me to come and sing, and he asked me what my middle name was, and I told him I didn't have a middle name, and he said Songstress. Okay, Songstress. And so I just used it from that point, and I love it. Over the last 7 years or so, I've had a few people kind of say, don't use it. It's kind of dated, and but it's growing on me, and I really love it, and I'm going to stick with it. I think it's a great name, and I think it works for me.
So did you make it official, like where it's actually Songstress as Latoya Songstress Cooper?
Yes. I'm also working on getting some legal elements attached to that as well, which I always preach to my clients. But there's some other people that kind of are like holding on to it right now. So as soon as they like let go, I'm grabbing it because I've been watching. So yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So how much music do you have in the system that my audience can actually start checking you out online? I know I've actually browsed a couple of your records, but how many songs you actually have in the system presently?
I believe there's 13 songs out there.
Okay.
I am in the process of recording new music because it's been a few years since I released music. Mm-hmm. And that's primarily because I've been so focused on building Music Meets The Boardroom.
Okay.
But new music is coming. I'm starting to kind of get that singing bug again, and wanting to get out there and sing and share some more music.
One of the things I like about your records you have out now, I love the musicianship in there. I love the approach. Do you play an instrument as well, or did you work with a specific producer, or you worked with certain producers? What was your creative process like?
When I first started, one thing that I did right that I did not know that I did right was I did record all of my music with live instrumentation. So I hired band members, musicians to come in and lay that music. I did work with a phenomenal engineer and producer who was just genius with like the whole mixing and just had a really keen ear for sound.
You can hear it. You can certainly hear it in the
yes. Yeah. And he was working with a green artist. I really didn't know what I was doing, but what was great is I had people around me that I was seeing what they were doing, and they were doing great things, like actually using live instrumentation. During that time, I also started to pick up the guitar. So that was helpful. So what you hear is really a framework that I gave to the engineer and producer to create around. Mm-hmm. So I would take my guitar into the studio and kind of, play a few little lines or something like that to kind of, get the ball rolling and flow. And then we would build from there.
I'm curious about the song, Wife Won't Mind. I said, I got to ask Latoya about this record. So what inspired that record?
I wanted to be kind of sassy a little bit because it's weird because I'm conservative, but then I'm not at the same time. I'm like a mix of both. And so that was kind of like my opportunity to like pull out a part of my alter ego kind of thing, giving permission to kind of share that part of myself. And it was real. Like the storyline in that song is real talk, it sounds kind of crazy. Like who would do this? But believe me, people do it all the time.
No, I liked it. I was like, wow, it's, and then when you hear the song, you understand the concept of it. So your alter ego has a name also, or is it?
I just call her Kim. I just call her Kim. I don't know why, but I just call her Kim. When people ask me what's your alter ego, I'm like, Kim. I just,
Kim, okay.
She's sassy. She's a little bossy. But, the interesting thing is, as I'm growing as a woman and as a human being and becoming more comfortable in my skin, I don't really have an alter ego as much as I used to because it's all one. I'm more confident enough to stand in my truth fully. So I wouldn't say I have like a separate alter ego as much as I used to.
Okay. So you killed Kim, huh?
Yes, she is. She's no longer needed, really.
Okay, sorry. Did you have a
That's
funeral
a beautiful
for Kim,
thing, though.
Or, you had a funeral for Kim, or?
I had a celebration for her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Wife Won't Mind. It's a fun song. It's different. I don't know if you've noticed, my music is so colorful and it's so different. And you can see a complete drastic change between the first kind of project and moving into the second project. And part of that was just opportunity to experience something different and try something different, whether it worked or not. There were some things, especially not like in the third project. I think that's where you start to hear more of the electronic sounds and things like that, and not so much organic music. And that was a time period where I was just experimenting and seeing, let's try something different. Let's see what works, what doesn't work. That also was a time in my life where I was going through so many different types of emotions and rediscovering who I am and all that stuff. So I think you can kind of see that through the journey of music. One thing that I am very happy about that has caused a lot of problems through my musical journey, however, I still embrace it, is that I create music that I feel needs to be shared and that I think is great music versus trying to stick myself in a box. That was a reality check when I started really professionally recording and releasing music. Right off the bat, I noticed even in music, people needed to be boxed in. And I understand why that is from a consumer standpoint. From an artist standpoint, it is hard as heck for us. You know what I mean? Because we want to color and, express ourselves.
Yes, you want to.
But the consumer needs to be able to process what we're doing and categorize it because they don't have the same outlook that we do. And so that was really hard for me at the beginning because I wanted to create music that had folk music and jazz and pop and all this stuff, which I continue to do anyway. And I will still continue to do that.
So did you work with the same engineer producer with everything that you've done thus far?
No, I've worked with two different producers / engineers and both great experiences. And I'm looking for a third. I'm looking for a third for this new project. This new project this year, later on this year, is going to be so much different. It is going to be a sexy Latoya. It's going to be a sexy Latoya, and it's going to be a very vulnerable, person side of me. And I'm excited about sharing that.
Wow. But, I look forward to that production. I do. I really do.
This is the Muzilog Magazine podcast with host Sam Archer. We'll be right back.
Hey, superstars. Welcome to Music Meets the Boardroom, where we help indie artists like you find your superpower and build a powerful plan for action. There are 4 concepts that guide everything that we do in all of our services. 1 is finding your superpower so that you can build an effective musical mission. 2 is planning, strategic planning, so that you can position yourself to actually reach the goals that you truly desire in your career. 3 is ownership. Yes, ownership, one of the most important, so that you can protect your gift along your journey. And 4 is moving in action, inspired, empowered, and unapologetically. What makes us different than our competitors here at Music Meets The Boardroom? 1 is we're not going to just bombard you with concepts and information and send you on your way just to figure it out on your own. We're going to actually help you understand the concepts and build a plan and help you to apply those concepts and information right where you are. Number 2, we're going to help you shift your mind from just seeing yourself as an artist. You are more than just an artist. You are an entrepreneur, a born entrepreneur with a gift designed as a product and service to provide for you and to heal the world. And 3, we genuinely care about your outcome. Music Meets The Boardroom was created by an indie artist entrepreneur for an indie artist entrepreneur. I created Music Meets The Boardroom as the founder because I understood that there was a need for support, for a community of people who actually understand our needs and can help us actually move forward and not just provide information, but actually help us move to the next steps in our journey. Make sure that you sign up for our Indie Artist Power Conference. We also have an Artist Ready for Profitability membership program, and we accept artists, applicants twice a year. I am Latoya Cooper, the founder of Music Meets The Boardroom. We welcome you. Please take some time, look around our website, get familiar with our offerings, and let us know how we can help you and support you in your journey.
I really do. So let's talk about the influences.
Who I find to be influential in my life?
Yeah, on the musical end though. Let's go with the musical end first, and then maybe.
I love Anita Baker for sure, and Tina Marie. Those are my 2 favorites.
That's ironic because Anita's first album was entitled Songstress.
You know what? It was. I love Anita Baker. I grew up singing her music, as a kid, loving and singing Anita Baker every day, all day. I had a chance to see her in concert for her farewell final retirement tour the year before last. And
I heard about that.
Oh my gosh. At 60 years old, 63 or what have you, phenomenal. Her voice sounds like the voice of an 18-year-old. Like it sounds like it didn't age at all. She is just phenomenal. It was a experience that I will always treasure. And I am just honored to have had the opportunity to see her and experience her gift. I wish that I would have had the opportunity to see Tina Marie. I'm a huge Tina Marie fan.
Yeah, and not to take anything away from Tina Marie. When I heard what Anita did to Tyrese's song, I respected Anita all the time, but when she did that record, it just like went. I'm like, well, my God.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting anything like that at all, and she really gave it a whole new personality, gave it a whole new vibe, and I think it charted really well.
Yes.
It charted really well.
Yes. I love voices and being a singer and as an artist, as you know, we hear music totally different than how, the consumer hears music. They hear, I like it, I don't like it. We hear all the techniques and effort behind the notes and the sound and the development of the instruments.
Correct.
We hear, and it's a beautiful thing. But then it also is kind of like when you go to a concert and you really should be enjoying the concert, but you're like studying everybody on stage, like, oh, I like that, So yeah,
we're like when we like people who taste wine or they taste food and they really get into it. That's what musicians do with music. We really get into the flavors, into the everything, the musicianship, some of the singers, when I hear them, I can actually feel my throat moving with the way that they're singing. I mean, it's like that close to how we would resonate to music. So yeah. But yet Tina Marie, I mean, we lost when she passed. We lost another great gem musically, vocally, and even her songwriting was crazy.
Oh yeah, her songwriting was genius. Her vocal style was genius. We did lose a gem, and we've lost many gems.
Yes, we have.
And I can't wait until the voice is appreciated again. At one point, it was just about that beautiful gift and talent of the music and the instrument, just the instrumentation and the story and the experience of those instrumentations. But now it's totally different. It's totally different. So I can't wait until people kind of wake up and I think it's going to end up being a beautiful thing, because what's going to happen is people are going to see people who are naturally talented, super, super naturally talented, as gems. Like they're just going to be just like dying to experience that. Like, whoa, this person's voice is so big and full, and they're going to want to hear it so raw, and I can't wait for that. I think it's going to be a beautiful thing for artists.
I think things are going to come full circle. It has to. Music is just too big of an entity to be where it is right now. The way it's being marketed, the way how up and coming artists, how we get money from it, to what our the former folks that were involved, or should I say our the ones that came before, that were able to benefit from the commercialism of it. Even though it's transitioning, I think definitely has to get better. It has to go full circle and get better.
This is the Muzilog Magazine podcast with host Sam Archer. We'll be right back.
Come check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
Latoya, I'm an artist.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas. How you doing? This is Tom Cuff from Music by Tom Cuff. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethel.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on upbeat.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
So I'm definitely looking forward to your new music. Tell me something about Roar. I want to hear what the concept was about the Roar single from you. What was that all about?
Roar. Well, that whole project, Hear Me Roar. And then I had the single on that project called Hear Me Roar. And that was a time period where I was really working to just like just remove the layers that I felt was on me, and really moving towards being more true to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like a fight for my life, and I had to make a decision and make a choice. Am I going to stay in this space that doesn't serve me, that's I'm slowly dying in? Or am I going to fight to have and be in the space and to live full out? And that's what that song was about when I wrote it. And still to this day, I love to listen to it, and it gives me energy, and it gives me fire to keep going. And so yes, that's exactly what that song is about.
So looking at the video, it seems like you're looking at some like you're empowering, like you're empowering women in not just women, but you lyrically, I hear like the philosophy where you're painting the picture, you're painting the screenplay between even the second verse. The second verse had me a little like, oh, okay, But I like the mental screenplay, the way you write, and based on the visuals you had in the video, I was like, okay, I need to ask you about this one. Sometimes it's really cool to just hear, just instead of me just interpreting as a listener or just listeners to interpret. Hey, what do you think about this painting over here? It's really cool to just hear what the songwriter was feeling in that moment. So I think I could actually relate to the subject matter of it, where you feel like you're in this. I was talking to a friend earlier today. He said, "So what's up?" I said, "I think I'm in this washing machine. It's just I'm in this box, and it's just turning, and they're just throwing detergent and Clorox."
Yeah,
spinning,
yeah. That's what that song is about, and many people can relate to it because, like you said, with the visual, the visual is really about taking off the layers and seeing past the quote to see the realities of what we exist in every day. And when the interesting thing is when you look at that video and then you look at the past year that we've gone through, much of the visuals in that video are so reflective of today.
That's
and
true. That's
I
true.
wish more people had the opportunity to pick up on that video. I think it has maybe like 600 views or something like that. But it's so reflective of today. Some of those visuals are like right on point.
Yeah.
And being an artist, being in my head, you see things so bare. You can see past a lot of things. And that's what that song was about, was like, hey, here's my reality. How do I fight to exist and to be full out and to take off these artificial layers of what we're told life is supposed to be. And I'm choosing not to live that way. I'm choosing to live truly to myself and exist in this world at the same time.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
This is the Muzilog Magazine podcast with host Sam Archer. We'll be right back.
Hey, superstars. Welcome to Music Meets The Boardroom, where we help indie artists like you find your superpower and build a powerful plan for action. There are 4 concepts that guide everything that we do in all of our services. 1 is finding your superpower so that you can build an effective musical mission. 2 is planning, strategic planning, so that you can position yourself to actually reach the goals that you truly desire in your career. 3 is ownership. Yes, ownership, one of the most important, so that you can protect your gift along your journey. And 4 is moving in action, inspired, empowered, and unapologetically. What makes us different than our competitors here at Music Meets The Boardroom? 1 is we're not going to just bombard you with concepts and information and send you on your way just to figure it out on your own. We're going to actually help you understand the concepts and build a plan and help you to apply those concepts and information right where you are. Number 2, we're going to help you shift your mind from just seeing yourself as an artist. You are more than just an artist. You are an entrepreneur, a born entrepreneur with a gift designed as a product and service to provide for you and to heal the world. And 3, we genuinely care about your outcome. Music Meets The Boardroom was created by an indie artist entrepreneur for an indie artist entrepreneur. I created Music Meets The Boardroom as the founder because I understood that there was a need for support, for a community of people who actually understand our needs and can help us actually move forward and not just provide information, but actually help us move to the next steps in our journey. Make sure that you sign up for our Indie Artist Power Conference. We also have an Artist Ready for Profitability membership program, and we accept applicants twice a year. I am Latoya Cooper, the founder of Music Meets The Boardroom. We welcome you. Please take some time, look around our website, get familiar with our offerings, and let us know how we can help you and support you in your journey.
Now that we've spoken about the music and your influences and where you're from originally, and now you're in, are you at home in Dallas? You feel at home there?
You know, it's interesting you asked me that question because I'm feeling like I've been in Dallas now almost 15 years, probably. And I didn't think I was going to be here this long. I thought, the universe guy was going to send me somewhere else pretty soon. However, I'm still here, but I feel this move going to happen in the future. I don't know when, but I do feel a move happening. I don't know where it is yet. And I'm waiting for that to be revealed to me. And when it is, I won't think twice. I'll be gone. But Dallas is becoming Texas is becoming a hotspot and hub for the world in many cases. So many people from California and New York are moving here. Industry is moving here, including film and music and tech. So for right now, it is a great place to be.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about the inception of Music Meets The Boardroom. What inspired you to start it? I mean, we spoke a little bit of it before, but you can actually really throw, you could swing a bat behind it and say, "Hey, this is what I was feeling." And what are your hopes and dreams, or should I say, your vision for Music Meets The Boardroom?
Thank you for that question because I'm ready to answer it. My vision. I have several components to a big vision. I have a very big vision for Music Meets The Boardroom. One is right now my focus is to make sure that everything that I do, everyone that I have the opportunity to interact with every day is in a space of positivity and in a space of flow and helping each other move forward powerfully in our walk and our purpose and our mission, whatever that might be. And I do pray over that every day that, I have experiences like meeting with you today or meeting with clients that every word that comes out of my mouth is what needs to be said and that it is something that is going to be used to build greatness with whoever experiences it. So that's my first thing is my vision is to empower and to help artists become aligned with their superpower, not just being an artist, you're more than just being an artist. You're so many other things and layers and helping artists find their musical mission as well as protecting that beautiful gift and light as they walk through their journey and moving, like I said, powerfully in their walk. I also envision, and I'm accepting this, got to open up and accept it, that Music Meets The Boardroom will be a household name. It will be a respected entity in the music industry. And Music Meets The Boardroom will be a space where artists come to not only get clear about how to use their gift, but also how to build out passive streams of income for themselves and ownership. And I really want to shake up the music industry. I really, really do. I don't know if the music industry gonna like me too much, but I want to shake it up and I want to change things. I'm so tired of hearing how artists have invested so much time, have become so, quote, successful, only to not own anything. Speaking of, Anita Baker, her current situation. I don't know if you heard about that. She spent
Yes, I did.
35 years with this record label, committing to her duty of an artist, her job as an artist. And her children are right now at this moment not going to be able to enjoy the fruits of her labor. Instead, the investors' children are going to enjoy the fruits of her labor. And I want to change that. I want to stop what that looks like for us. So that is my big vision for Music Meets The Boardroom. There's going to be books. There's going to be workshops. There's going to be conferences. It's just going to be a space of just empowerment.
Okay. In reference to going back to Anita, no pun intended. I think part of the farewell tour might have been one of her strategies to bring attention to, okay, guys, I need my masters. And it is cutting a lot out of her value if, the longer that they hold it. So, we definitely got to send her positive energy. And who knows, maybe Music Meets The Boardroom would probably be that entity to assist her in getting those masters back, so her downline can fully develop.
I'm feeling that. I am feeling that. I am feeling that. And you just gave me an idea that I did not think about, but I'm actually going to reach out to her and say, hey, come on the podcast and come on the Music Meets The Boardroom podcast. Let's talk about it. Let's help other artists not make the same mistakes that you did.
And she's very aware of the stats. It's not every day you meet an artist that is really aware of the business, and they're aware of the finer things that's in contracts and in the system, even streaming. Her understanding of the streaming aspect is very, very keen. So that's definitely something that we got to keep our eyes on, and hopefully she can get what she needs from out of that. So I've been seeing you grinding, pushing with Music Meets The Boardroom. Do you have anything in the near future coming up that you'd want to let folks know about?
Absolutely. We have more content than I can manage right now, which is a great problem to have, but it's a problem, but it's a great problem to have.
That's a very good problem.
It's a great problem. Every day I'm just like, okay, what do I put out? I have plans, but then things kind of start to overlap and things get, out of your own direct control, So yes, so we have several things. One is you can go to musicmeetstheboardroom.com and you can click on the freebie tab and you can download a freebie. So we have a space where we'll have all of our freebies. Right now we have the 25 steps to take before releasing music. And we are working on how to be the person that everyone wants to work with, even when you're not the most talented person in the room. We're working on that freebie right now. So download that. We also have a conference that's coming up in September of 2021 that's called the Indie Artist Power Conference. All of our speakers are confirmed for that conference. We've got a marketing expert. We have a leadership development expert. We have a monetizing expert who helps artists monetize their gift, help them build out and understand where the money is for them. We also have we have an entertainment attorney who's going to be talking about how to protect your art and your gift on social media, on YouTube, all those type of things. So we've got a little bit of everything there. We also are going to have conversation around great ways to run your business post-COVID. So that we as a creative community do not find ourselves in a similar situation that we found ourselves with COVID again, to remove ourselves from that experience. And we also have a membership program that we accept artists in once every quarter. So 50 artists are accepted into this exclusive group once every quarter. And we work with those artists for a full year, not only with getting their music out successfully and making sure they're tapping into all of the possible streams of revenue for themselves in that regard, but also building out other passive streams of income and making sure their business is set up properly so that they can grow and have a nice foundation for themselves.
So is this going to be a physical conference, brick and mortar, or is this going to be a virtual conference?
The conference will be virtual this year. As things start to open up, we will move to a more in-person type of conference.
Okay.
And I have a vision for that conference as well. That's going to be a big conference. I'm excited about it. Before COVID, I've been hosting workshops with a particular hotel in downtown Dallas and have a really, really great relationship with them. And over the years, we've just been expanding the space and things like that. So by the time we get back into person, it's going to be a pretty nice experience.
Okay. All right. Well, amen, amen, and amen again. So I'm going to just ask you some questions. And since you said you have nothing to hide.
Sure.
I'm just messing with you. So I do ask these other questions. They're not necessarily music related, but it's just for my audience to get a feel for you. So what is your favorite color?
You know what? Why should this be so hard? It's a simple question.
I don't know. Yeah, it's very simple.
Well, my favorite color for years has been red. For years. However, it's evolved. It went from red to pink, and I'm going to say green right now at this phase of my life. And the reason why I'm going to say green is because green has just been showing up and popping up everywhere. I never liked the color green. But it's everywhere. My lawn is green year round. It doesn't even die in the winter. I'm just like, people are always surprised when they see pictures of my lawn. They're like, it's green and it's like 0 degrees outside. I'm like, yeah. And then my house, the house that I bought has green on it.
Okay.
Lots of green. And my bicycle that I bought is green. And I'm like, okay, so there's a pattern here. So I'm going to go with green.
You're gonna go with green. Now, is your grass GMO grass or?
I don't know what the people who lived in this house prior to me did, but I think it's like Augustine or something like that. But it grows in dead cold. It grows. It's green year round.
All right. So, let's talk about the favorite dish that you love to prepare.
Right now, I'm into making soups. I love to make soups, and I love to make curry style or like coconut based soups. And they're my favorite. Oh my goodness. I used to date this Jamaican guy. And he loved to cook, and I love to cook. So we would always cook. And, he would share different recipes with me, and we would, exchange different recipes and things. And I always loved the coconut-based soups that he would make and his mom would make. And so after, we've been broken up for years, but I still to this day make coconut-based soups.
So he came into your life to introduce coconut and curry.
You know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to give him credit for a lot of things, but I will never tell him that to his face. I would never tell. I'm sorry, because he didn't act right. He didn't act right. He didn't always act right. So I wouldn't tell him that directly to his face. But I will say this: he was brought into my life for a reason, and I think that a lot of people, sometimes we get so scarred by the things that people do, vice versa. but then we don't always take the lessons from the experiences. And so for me, it was really important that I took the lessons from that experience or whomever else I dated, because one, I didn't want to repeat the mistakes. And then two, I wanted to grow as a person, as a woman, you know? And so there were quite a bit of things that he brought into my life that was a positive force. And to be honest with you, had it not been for him, I would not be singing. I would not have been a songwriter. I would have never built Meets The Boardroom. I wouldn't be here with you right now. I would not be standing in my truth. He really encouraged me and created a safe place for me to actually songwrite and to be an artist. And to find my sound and to find more of who I was. So that's what he was brought into my life for. And once I got that, God said, "Well, he belongs to somebody else." So he's
okay. So he was in your life for a season.
For a season.
Yeah. Hey, you know, a season is better than nothing.
It is, because my life, honestly, would be totally different had I not met him.
Yes. Well, that's good. So now that we know you like soups and your favorite color is green.
For the season.
Oh, for the season.
For the season, my favorite color is green.
So when we do the other interview, it might be red again.
It might be back red.
Okay. We'll put a pin and we'll come and check that out again later on. So what 3 artists do you have in your MP3 player right now? Any 3?
Ooh. I have a local artist right now. His name is Ben. I just discovered him. I can't remember his last name, but his name is Ben. And here's the crazy part. And this was not even part of what I was going to mention, but it just popped into my head. He actually reached out to me and asked me to sing background vocals on a song that he's releasing later on this year. And I was like, absolutely. And so it was Monday. Just this Monday, actually, I went to the studio and laid some vocals for that project. So I'll definitely share when that comes out. Okay. And I also have a lady by the name of Gabrielle Anders. I don't know if you ever heard of her, but she is a Brazilian jazz singer. And I am very much into international music. I love culture. I love international music. I wish more of it was mainstream here in the US, because it's some beautiful works of art out there. And I'm trying to think who else I've listened to recently, though. I just had both of them on repeat right now.
Okay. Well, maybe you had Anita in there somewhere. I don't know. Is Anita part of the...
Anita is in there. Let me tell you, Anita is in there. I just love good music. I love good music regardless of what genre or what time period it came from. But I do appreciate great vocals and great production.
All right. Well, those are my 3 other questions other than the interview. This was a beautiful experience. We had a chance to chop it up, and you interviewed me first, so now I get a chance to interview you and see what you're all about.
Yes, and thank you for the opportunity. And I know when I started, I was just like, blah, 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 which is not uncommon for me, because I get so excited because I love what I do. And I think when you're in that space where you just love every single element of what you do, you just get so excited. And I love everything, from spending time with wonderful people like yourself to even in the work of drafting proposals or climbing under a stage to hook up sound. It doesn't matter for me. I absolutely love the space that I'm in.
That's what's up. So is there anything you want to tell the audience that I didn't get to ask you at all?
I just want to share some words of encouragement.
Okay.
That if you're listening to this podcast, definitely take the nuggets, the gold nuggets from this experience and this conversation and act on it and move into action. And I think the most important thing that anyone who is listening can definitely take away is work with people that have what you need and don't be afraid to ask for help. I think in our community, sometimes asking for help is like taboo, and we really need help. We really need information, and there's nothing wrong with asking for help and finding people who can help you and take something that would have taken you 6 months to do to only 15 minutes and getting it done and moving on to the next thing. And there's one other thing that I want to mention is don't let money detour you from getting what you need to move forward powerfully. Oftentimes we'll find ourselves, and I'm guilty of this as well, so I'm talking to myself as well. I spent X amount of thousands of dollars getting a college degree that I didn't want, and something as simple as working with industry experts that may cost you $3,000. That sounds like a lot of money, but it's nothing. It's pennies. But yet it helps you get clear and moves you forward in a direction that's actually fulfilling and that you can actually be effective with your gifts. So that's a small investment compared to investing into something that you don't even have a heart for.
Because the potential is vast. The potential when you can invest $2, $3, $4 grand, the potential is immense to what it can turn into your life, which is a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what you said there is really, really, really important. I meet many people who they can't take the element of the element of cost out of their vision. So a lot of times I'll have to say, look, let's put the cost over here. What is it? What is it that you want to do? What's the driving passion? Let's put the money thing on the side. Put it on the burner. Put it over there. Throw it in a bottle. Flush it down the toilet. Let's just talk about the vision that you have. And some get the point, and then they can actually say, well, this is what I was thinking. And then now you can actually put something in place to achieve this, opposed to just saying, yeah, it's cost, it's too much money for this, it's too much money for that. And also the beauty in investing in yourself. So I'm happy you brought those points up. And I'm hoping that the listening audience and the watching audience, that there's someone who really needed to hear those words of wisdom from you today. So I am so happy that we were able to do this. I'm excited. I'm going to have fun editing this and getting it out there. How can folks just put your information up? You know the drill.
Yes. So everyone who is watching and listening can find myself and Music Meets The Boardroom at musicmeetstheboardroom.com. You can find all information regarding our services. If you are looking to be a part of our membership or attending our workshop, there's information there. And if you're also interested in working with me directly, you can schedule a free discovery call. It's about a 10-minute call, but we're able to get some great information out of that 10-minute call. And you can also find us on social media under Music Meets The Boardroom.
Amen. Well, Amen. Latoya, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for your time. And we're certainly going to do this again.
Absolutely. I am so excited and looking forward to seeing the finished product.
Okay.
Learn about the ever-changing climate of the music industry and learn how to position yourself. With the new book, Hybrid Executive, great for indiepreneurs, indie artists, managers, engineers, booking agents, and more. Hybrid Executive is the new terminology for today's indie artist, written by music producer Samuel E. Archer. Now available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, BookBaby, and other leading ebook distributors. Visit thehybridexecutive.com for more information.